Thank you, Mr Speaker. I rise on behalf of the Greens to support this very considered resolution, and I know that it will be meaningful for the diaspora Myanmar communities here in Aotearoa, around the world, and indeed in Myanmar itself. I was also on that fact-finding mission, Mr Speaker, and as we spent some time on the border of Myanmar, we met with many people from various parts of the country, and they talked about how their villages had been bombed. They talked about the airstrikes. They talked about the impacts on their future and the impact on democracy, Mr Speaker. So having a resolution like this debated and talked about in the House is an incredibly important move. We also spent some time feeding back to the community. Appropriate decision making is an important thing for the Green Party, and the last of those meetings was hosted by Rachel Boyack, Labour Party MP, and it was packed. Over 100 people there to listen about what we had learnt. And in that vein, I want to acknowledge the support that we had, both the cultural, social and political support we had from Pyo Sandasol, Jah Sing Ing and Mikun Chunan. Being able to understand what this means and the impacts, particularly for their community, brought a revelation to me in terms of the impact that was happening there. What everybody said was that this is a sham election. It is not a general election, it's a general's election. And they highlighted that for a number of reasons. One of them is the fact that the military junta itself controls less than a third of the country. They also pointed to the fact that actually with the elections that they're planned as well, that they already get 25% of the ballot, but also they get to declare who will be on that ballot as well. There are also concerns raised about how it will be phased out as well, so there could be one phase, two phases or three phases, and an ability to move that around. Mr Speaker, that is not a fair democracy, let alone the impact on all of the communities there. 3.6 million and more internally displaced people fleeing the conflict into the liberated areas, and also the millions more that are refugees on the border. This also has particular significance for here with us in Aotearoa, because much of, if not most of the methamphetamine originates from Myanmar as well and makes its way down here as well, and the growing concerns of scam centres, something that I had not heard of before until they talked to us about it, and the concerns there around people that have been trafficked into those scam centres. Mr Speaker, it was a very learning experience, spending some time with the community, and I think it's important to acknowledge as well the role of the New Zealand Myanmar Campaign Committee, and this is a committee that is chaired by Stanley Saw, with his wife Sandra Saw supporting as well, and their daughter is part of our caucus, our Green caucus, and who is Yardna Saw, who is a Wellington Greens regional councillor. So these are impacts that impact not just in Myanmar but right across Aotearoa, New Zealand. So having our attention on this is incredibly meaningful. It means that the people can say that people in New Zealand have actually considered this motion, that they have considered the issues, that they understand the issues, they understand that the harm that the military junta is doing in Myanmar, and are willing to make a stand and to call it out. Mr Speaker, this is an important resolution. It is a meaningful resolution for the Myanmar communities here in New Zealand, but also a meaningful resolution for the communities who across the world have had to escape their homes, and also for those who are struggling on the ground, the anti-junta movement, and also noting the comments around the emerging democracy of hope, the emerging federalism of hope, and just to note that also we met with some of the young people who are trying to build a future as a part of this new emerging federalism. Some of them who had an opportunity to go to Victoria University and to learn about public policy. So support in these areas is so incredibly important. I commend this resolution to the House.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion